Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Racing Unleashed. We are back. It has been a while since we have been bringing you some action here on the Racing Unleashed eSports channel. And we're back with a new scenario. RU3 is going to be our platform today, if you will, going into RU2 and RU1 over the next coming year or two. Obviously, more will be announced as we go forward. But RU3 is a platform for drivers to try and get a promotion spot into the RU2 competition. So it's going to be an interesting day of racing to see exactly what is going to be on offer and in store for all of these drivers. We've got 20 of the best drivers here at Racing Unleashed, all looking to get a spot into that RU2 series. We've got 5 in Madrid, 5 in Munich, and 10 in Zurich City. And as you can see, the beautiful Zurich City lounge here, the brand new flagship lounge, if you will, that is bringing you some great food, entertainment, a few drinks if you want them, and they're great racing action that we can see in store. But RU3 is a series that is brand new for us here at Racing Unleashed. We've kind of revamped the concept of Challenger and Racer League. We've got RU3, RU2, and RU1. And my days, let me tell you, they look like they could be absolutely fantastic. So we're here today on the 26th of October. 2 races, Red Bull Ring and Vallelunga, to come your way this afternoon. Tracks to be confirmed as we get into them later dates. You see there the 23rd of November and then the 14th of December. So a lot of decisions to be made on what tracks and what races and what formats we'll have going into these races later on. We can tell you the format is roughly around a half-an-hour race in terms of laps. There's our beautiful racing lounges, the racing lounge in Madrid and Munich and the Zurich airport at the Circle, all as we all are aware. But then you've got the new one, no longer in Kemptthal. We are in the city centre of Zurich, right in the heart of the city, for everybody to come and take a look at our flagship lounge. And what a place it is. It is a beautiful, stunning scene. There is our Munich lounge. You can see a few familiar faces there. You've got Sebastian Hirsch stood near the white cockpit. Looks like Walter Trauninger in the yellow seat as well. So some familiar faces in that one. And we'll see what they can do right here. There's our Madrid lounge. Again, another familiar sight for all the drivers or for all the viewers who have been watching Race Unleashed over the years. Their lounge in Madrid, still looking beautiful as ever, and really, really is setting the tone. The new cockpit, still can't get over how beautiful they look there. A few trophies on the podium already. Is that a sign for what is to come for Madrid today? Maybe. Let's wait and see as the day goes on. And we already saw the images of the Zurich City lounge. And this is really a lounge that is spectacular. Open to the public to come. Done a few watch-alongs for the Formula One as well, and it's a great atmosphere to be a part of, and you really do not want to miss this one. But RU3 today is a format, no prize money in this one. It's all just for points and for pride and taking them places where you can. Like we said, the Red Bull Ring and Vallelunga is our destinations today. And then we go into the 23rd of November with an unknown 2 tracks there. There'll be 2 more heats in that one. But RU3 is renamed. It's a renamed Challenger League series, and it's going to act as the open entry point into the RU eSports system. Any eligible driver can register through the Racing Unleashed website. The top 20 from the inaugural RU3 Championship, which I believe is this one today, will advance to RU2, reducing to 10 in future seasons. RU3 uses the RSS3 Formula Style category car mod. Obviously, we know we've got the racing lounges where there could be 5 slots for each lounge, especially the Zurich City and then the Zurich Airport lounge. But then going into RU2, it launches in 2026. It's a new development championship. It's going to run alongside RU1 with 2.5-year seasons, spring and fall. Each with open qualifiers. The grid will consist of 20 drivers promoted from RU3 mid-season. Promotion and relegation can occur, so that's between the spring and between the fall. A mid-season relegation can occur to try and keep the competition healthy and competitive between all the drivers. And this is what I like about this format now. This is really going to sort of mix it up in RU2. And RU2 will then feature the prize money and use the RSS2 Formula Style category car mod. So really interesting style and a really interesting format at the moment in what we've got coming our way over the years. And then RU1 is the renamed Racer League Championship. It will form the top tier of Racing Unleashed competition. The inaugural grid will feature returning Racer League drivers, with the remaining places being filled by selected entrants from other professional championships or teams from 2027 onwards. RU1 will be populated through promotions from RU2. The series will also include prize money and use the top level Formula style category car mod. Currently, the RSS 1 promotion and relegation will take place annually. So RU1 will be over the year. In terms of the RU2, that could be done between the spring and the fall. That's what I am believing there. Great, though, new formula. And this is what we are loving to see here at Racing Unleashed. The format, the concept is all changing. And this is something that we're going to hopefully bring all the action to you. And you're not going to want to miss a piece of this one, because it is going to be an absolutely fantastic race. So the points on offer today then. Top 10 will score points. The race winner will get 25, 18 for second, 15 for third, 12 for fourth place, 10 for fifth, 8, 6, 4, 2 and 1 down to 10th place. We are into qualifying now then, and as we can see, it is a closed qualifying. So drivers will not see each other on the circuit. They will only see who they are up against. They will only see themselves on the track. Won't see any times until the end at the moment either. So let's see what will happen then as we come down the start straight. We are on board with that of, as a name's not appeared on screen yet, so I can't quite work out who we're on board with, but Adrian Gomez is going top of the timing tower at the moment, and let's see who we are going to follow through this track. It is Adrian Gomez we're on board with as the graphic pops up now. So Adrian Gomez is the man we are following, currently topping the timing tower at the moment. That will change dependent on what the drivers are doing on the circuit, so that should hopefully update pretty much in real time to where the drivers are. The Red Bull Ring, though, beautiful circuit, great layout here in the Styrian Mountains, and what a place to come. 9-10 corners, depending on if you count that little left-hand kink as you climb up the hill towards turn number 3 or 2, depending on which one you want to call it. As we come through the middle sector now, Adrian Gomez, you see there in the yellow cockpit, looking absolutely dangerous through the S as he comes now. And this is where it's going to get interesting. 2 corners to go. Watch out for them track limits. Very, very crucial not to extend the track limits too much. Using all the curb, gets it flicked in. Now be careful. 2 wheels on it. Absolutely beautiful through there. Dip through the final corner. Not using too much of the runoff once again. It's a pretty good lap for Adrian Gomez. He crosses the line and will set a 1:18.5, I believe that is what we're saying. But Unai Morotto has topped him. Walter Troninger has moved up to third. Roberto Miguez now takes the provisional pole. Adrian Christoffel moves into second place. David Verthrich up into fifth. Ivan Marino is sixth. So you see there the times changing. We'll get you the full grid classification in just a few moments' time. But an interesting qualifying that for Adrian Gomez. Looked like he nailed the lap, to be honest with him. He did really, really well in terms of setting the pace in that one, but it wasn't to be pole position that we can see at the moment. We will track these track limits and get you the final classification that we can bring you the full list of who is where. Let's take a look at the Red Bull Ring circuit. So here in the Styrian Mountains of Austria, the Red Bull Ring sits at 2.6 miles long or 4.3 kilometers. It has 9-10 corners, depending on who you are and what you count as a corner. The Sector 1 is very crucial to get the exits right out of turn 1 and out of turn 3. But here we go. This will be a lap on board the Green Racing Unleashed car into turn 1, the Niki Lauda curve. Very crucial to not be too greedy on the inside curve and watch out for track limits on the outside. You come up the hill towards this little turn 2 flat out kink. You don't really feel it here, and then you come into the hard braking zone of turn number 3 of Remus. Again, try not to be too greedy on the inside curve. It kind of dips mid-corner. Lovely on the outside there. Don't get too much over the sausage curve. That'll cost you lap time and momentum. Downhill you start to drop in towards turn number 4, which I think is the trickiest corner on this circuit. Very easy to outbrake yourself. Just run a little deep into the gravel trap. In towards turn number 5 now. Difficult place to overtake through this middle sector. But into turn 6, you've got to be able to be alongside, coming it through 5 into 6, 7 and 8 is all about getting yourself set up, coming down in towards turn number 9. This is where it can all start to pan out. If you can't get the move done on your run into turn number 9, it's a short little sprint down to 10. And it's all about getting that run through the Red Bull Mobile all the way down to turn 1 to once again try and set up an overtake through turn 1 and back into your lap once again. So that is a lap of the Red Bull Ring. We are just awaiting full classification of the grid order at the moment coming through. And once we get that, we'll be able to bring that to you in a few moments' time. There you see the beautiful Red Bull just standing in the middle on the infield of the circuit. Beautiful little place to go and stand, take a few pictures. Great part of the circuit to go and watch some of the action as well. You see quite a bit happen from there. Lovely day here as we get the RU3 League's first Heat 1 grid for this qualifying session. Roberto Miguez will be on pole from Timothy Spearson. Adrian Christoffel will be P3 from Unai Morotto. Adrian Gomez ahead of David Verthrich. P7 for Ivan Marino. Then it's Walter Troninger and P8. Good qualifying for Walter there. Tim Portsmatter will be P9 from Guzman Miguez. Norik Lockie will be in P11. Xavier Schmidt will be P12. Harry Skenderi down in 13th place. Lorenz Stump in 14th from Jamie Ego. It's then Nico Moser in 16th. Melvin will be in P number 17. Patrick Dubach in 18th place. Samuel Bartle in 19th. And Tyner Saber there in P number 20. Didn't set a lap time. But as you can see, a few problems maybe for the drivers down the bottom order. Melvin, Patrick and Samuel there. 16 seconds, 42 seconds, 58 seconds off the pace, whereas everybody else is covered within that 1 second mark. So maybe a few issues for them and had a moment or something in qualifying. Let's wait to see, though, what is about to happen in this race. I'm really looking forward to this one. I think this could be a fantastic race. The Red Bull Ring always provides great drama. And let's just see what drama it will provide us with today. As we see there, Roberto Miguez in Madrid, sat ready and waiting to go in this race. Going to be an interesting one to see what he can do. There's Timothy Spearson overlooking the bar in the background and the big screen at our new Zurich City Lounge. It's beautiful to see. The bartenders gives us a little wave down in below. We saw that little wave from behind there. He's enjoying himself. There's Adrian Christoffel again in the Zurich City Lounge. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. If you haven't been, go and check it out. What a sight it is. All ready to go in the version 2 simulators here at Racing Unleashed. It's going to be an interesting grid lineup that we've got. And then we'll get ready for Vallelunga in just a few moments' time with another quiet and then another race through there. So the drivers are all in their cockpits, all prepared to go, and are getting ready to tackle this Red Bull Ring circuit, obviously formerly known as the A1 Ring many years ago. Grand Prix Formula One that goes there many a time. There is looking down from the balcony to the Ascari bar and kitchen area at the Racing Unleashed Lounge. No waves this time around from our bartenders down there. But the drivers are all ready. They are sat patiently waiting to get this one underway. This could be an interesting race to see what we can get out of these drivers. It's been a while since we've seen them not in the cockpits for a while, so probably be dabbling in other races and other events from their home simulators and getting the practice in the Racing Unleashed simulators in preparation for the new season. But this is go time now. This is where it's all going to come down to the wire, and this is absolutely go time for these drivers in this race. So we'll see what they can do here today. There is Munich looking on for 5 drivers. You can just see the one in the black simulator at the bottom, very bottom of your screen. Driving in Munich today will be Xavier Schmidt, Norik Lockie there, Walter Troninger, Samuel Bartle and Tyler Saber. In Madrid we've got Ivan Marino, Unai Morotto, Adrian Gomez, Roberto Miguez and Guzman Miguez. Familiar faces. And in then Zurich City, Harry Scanderi, Timothy Spearson, Nico Mossa, Patrick Dubak, Lawrence Stump, Tim Portsmatter, Jamie Ego, Melvin, with then David Verthrich and Adrian Christoffel. So a good looking grid. 20 drivers getting ready to go for the first time in RU3. And this is an interesting one to see what these drivers are going to do. Let's see what happens in this race. And let's see what we can get out of this one. Preparation would have gone into this. The drivers may have known the circuits for a couple of weeks, and they may have been just prepping, ready for this race. Yeah, there we are. He's ready to go. And it's just all that mental state at the moment, keeping yourself in a nice rhythm. You're keeping yourself in a nice sort of frame of mind going into this next race and going into the first ever RU3 race. Let's see what we can get from here. So we will be underway in a few moments' time. I have to say, I still can't believe how beautiful these new Evo 2 simulators we've got here at Racing Unleashed look. They are absolutely gorgeous, fantastic pieces of machinery. If you've never tried one, get over to a racing lounge and give one a go, because they are absolutely fantastic pieces of kit. So 10 corners at the Red Bull Ring, like we said, 2.6 miles long, 4.3 kilometers in length. What will these drivers be able to do around here today? Vallelunga coming up a little later on in the programme. And this is going to be an interesting one to see what will happen throughout this race as we get ready to go in just a couple of moments' time. So everybody nice and focused. There's Melvin, obviously one of the lounge attendants. I don't know if he still is anymore, but he came into the Racer League Challenge League Series last year. Look at these lovely liveries on the Racing Unleashed cars. Roberto Miguez is alongside Timothy Spearson on the grid. It's Adrian Christoffel then on row 2 alongside that of, I believe it's not Timothy Spearson, because we had him on the front row of the grid. We're not going to be able to bring you the graphic there, sadly, so hopefully we can get that one back and sorted. But look at the new liveries for the RU cars here. Absolutely gorgeous looking liveries here. I do enjoy a good livery on a car, and some of these are fantastic. And a lot of variety out there as well. Not just the same livery for the same lounges. A lot of different and variety looking cars out there, which is great to see. So the rundown of the grid for you, we're not going to be able to see the drivers' faces from the cameras, but it's Roberto Miguez alongside Timothy Spearson, Adrian Christoffel on row 2 with Unai Morotto, Adrian Gomez alongside David Verthrich, Ivan Moreno from Walter Trauninger, Tim Portsmatter is alongside Guzman Miguez, then it'll be Norik Lucky in P11 from Xavier Schmidt, Harry Scanderi alongside Lorenz Stump, Jamie Ego from Nico Mossa, Melvin Luppy in 17th place alongside Patrick Dubak, Samuel Bartle from Tyler Saber. There then is your grid order. As you heard a few revs rise just a moment or two ago, we're getting ready to get underway here at the Red Bull Ring, and for the first time in RU3, what will happen? It's all silent on the grid. A few revs just rise a little bit. Just seeing in the chat that a lot of chatter for Timothy Portsmatter, it looks like, as well as possibly Timothy Spearson. But the lights come on the screen now, and for the first time in RU3, we're about to get underway. It's a bit of a hold. 4 lights, 5 lights, 6. Long hold, green and go here at the Red Bull Ring, and it's a decent start on the front row of the grid. Leader gets away well, and he's already going to head down into 2-1, covering off the inside line, and through they all come. Nicely done from the front runners. How about the midfield? All looks pretty clean through there, and everybody through, and we're away now up to turn 2 and 3, as they head down. Guzman Migueles in the red and white car, climbing up the hill, using the slipstream of the car in front, pulls to the inside line. They're nearly 3 wide up front. They're going to be 3 wide. Contact into turn 3. And Guzman Migueles, little wiggle on the exit, nearly picks up a couple of places. They are jostling in the midfield, and there are cars everywhere, 2 or 3 abreast, down into turn 4. Migueles looks through the middle. They're 4 wide, nearly 4 wide into 4. And Migueles has to back out of that one. Was not going to work for him in there. And they all managed to get through pretty unscathed at the moment. It is Roberto Migueles from Adrian Christoffel. Timothy Spearson's now just moved into second place. Then Adrian Gomez, P number 4 from Unai Morotto, Ivan Marino and Tim Portsmatter. But for Guzman Migueles there, he's been up and down this order, gained a couple of places. He's now on the inside once again of David Verthrich. This for P number 8 at the moment. They'll take that on the inside of turn number 9. A bit of wheel banging. Migueles hangs on to that one somehow. And now Walter Troninger's in the fight here, with Xavier Schmidt having a look as well. And there are drivers jostling for position absolutely everywhere in this race. It's a great start to RU3. Bit of wheel-to-wheel contact in places. Love to see it here on the Racing Unleashed platform. Guzman Migueles now lap 2 of 23. Here's Timothy Spearson attacking Roberto Migueles for the lead of this race. Up the inside at turn 3. Little bit of contact forces Migueles wide. Did Timothy Spearson though get the run? He had a bit of a lock-up coming into turn 3. And Migueles now, no slipstream because I believe Christoffel is in the tow of Spearson. Migueles going to try and find the long way around turn number 4. A little slow on the exit, but if he keeps his nose here, we'll have the inside line in through 5, in towards 6. Does he have that inside line? Yes, he does. Spearson has to give him the room. And now he's got the inside line going into 7. But Spearson holding it strong around the outside at the moment. A little bit of understeer there from Migueles. Spearson now back on the inside. Christoffel and Gomez. Look at the run that Gomez has got through the S's. He fancies a piece of this. Backs out of it into 9. 3 wide on entry. They all stay as they were though. And what a fight at the front of the grid. 2 laps into this of 23. And it is Spearson from Migueles from Christoffel. And here comes Christoffel now, having a look at the back of Roberto Migueles. 4P2, we start the 3rd lap of this race. And Christoffel, up the inside. Little too much curve, cost him the run. You saw the slide and the snap he had there. As Spearson sets the fastest lap of the race. And that one is all she wrote, sadly, there. As here we go. Up through turn number 3, it all just quietens down once again. And the great drama, the great start to these races has been fantastic. This is Christoffel once again having a look up the inside of that of Adrian Gomez. Roberto Migueles hasn't been dropped by Timothy Spearson here. So even though Spearson set the fastest lap of the race, he's not been dropped by him. Let's just see what will happen, Roberto. So the running order now that we've settled down a little bit, the running order is Spearson, Migueles, Gomez, Christoffel, Morotto, Portsmatter, Ivan Marino, Guzman Migueles, it's Norik Lockie, Melvin Luppy there then in P10, Harry Skenderi, Nico Mossa, Jamie Ego from Samuel Bartle, David Verthrich, Lorenz Stump, Patrick Dubak, Xavier Schmidt, Walter Troninger and Tyler Saber there then down the order at the moment. And my, oh my, what a start to the Red Bull Ring we had already. There is Ivan Marino, you can see, in the cockpit now, trying to do a defensive job, but he's also trying to just stay in that slipstream. Back to the leaders, though. Migueles and Gomez bouncing off each other a couple of times. Round the outside of turn 2, they still just rub front wheel to front wheel slightly. And this is Adrian Gomez, who looks like, from the drone camera, he's going to take second place. But Migueles going to fight it strong on the inside line. We saw that round the outside can work here. Did he just touch that gravel? Little slow on exit for Adrian Gomez. Still has the nose alongside. More than a nose. He's got his full car. Back up the inside into turn number 6. And job done. Second place for Adrian Gomez in this race. And that is a fantastic bit of racing. Now can he head after Timothy Spearson, who has started to put his foot to the floor and pull away from the rest of the pack. As Adrian Christoffel now fancies a look on the back of Roberto Migueles. It's just tumbled down the order a little bit here. Great to see such action in the race at the moment. This is brilliant drama for all these drivers so far. Norric Lucky then sets the fastest lap of a 1:19.5 down in 9th place. Can Norric try and make his way through the field a little bit and get onto the leaders? As we've got Ivan Marino on the back of Guzman Migles. And this is Tim Portsmatter having a look up the inside. Oh, well, not tainted to the back of Christoffel there, but gets the move done there on Unai Morotto. So Tim Portsmatter. And he moves up into P number 5. Guzman Migles has now lost out to... sorry, he's got ahead, I believe, of Ivan Marino here. This is Tim Portsmatter. So let's see what he can do as he's coming through turn number 6 now. So far, so good for Tim Portsmatter, the young man. Very nice young man as well, very polite young man. Very well focused, well mannered, seems to know what he wants to do in his sim racing career. Oh, bit of a wiggle through for Christoffel through turn 9. This could set Portsmatter up. You know, around he goes. Portsmatter's lost it on his own. He believes he's collected 2 other cores here. No fault of his own. But around he went, just the rear dropped on him. You saw through turn 9, the car looked very unstable. And through 10, he has another moment as well. And around he goes in this race. What a shame, because he was running in such a good position in this one. But that has promoted several drivers up the grid. Guzman Migles, who was running up in P number 6. He had a very lively start, didn't he, in this one? Into turn 4, just a little greedy on the curb there, and just started to just have a bit of a moment on the curb, just a little bit of a slide through this one. But Guzman Migles is so far sitting pretty comfortable behind Unai Morotto. Would love to get a little bit closer. Melvin's up to 7th place. This is Norric then, fastest man on the circuit at the moment, coming under pressure from Harris Scanderi. Gonna just have a little look on the outside, but nothing more than a look. Down in towards 10 they go. Set him up through here. Get the run now. Lost a bit of momentum, did Harris there on the back of Norric's car. So that's going to have cost him. This is a replay of the spin there. You see Christoffel through turn 9. This could set just Christoffel dropped the rear, and it was just so unlucky. The rear just slid out on him, just attacked the curb, and it was unsettled through 9 and into 10. It went round and he dropped down the order, and Adrian Christoffel down into 17th place. This is Norric Lucky though at the moment, running P8. He's got Scanderi on the back of him. Fastest lap of the race he has set in this one so far. Let's see what will happen in this race. Timothy Spearson's gap has been cut short to 3/10 of a second to this man here, Adrian Gomez. Adrian's really had his foot to the floor this time around. Last season, obviously back in the Challenge League of last season. Not the season Adrian would have wanted. I think he was hoping for a few more podiums, if not a couple more race wins, but didn't seem to have the fortune last season. And luck really wasn't on his side. But this is now a battle and a chance to win the first heat of the day. The second heat coming up a little later on at Vallelunga. Lap 7, about to be lap 8 of 23. It's all just calmed down a little bit. Just pick our way through some of these fights a little more closely. Gomez there. You just see the effect of just hitting that sausage curb a little bit on the inside. Just puts the car into a bit of a slide. Makes it unhappy, unsettles the car a huge amount. Now he's coming under pressure from Roberto Miguez. Late on the brakes, right around the outside of turn 3. Does he get the traction out the corner? Oh, yes, he does. What a move from Roberto Miguez. Adrian Gomez caught napping after that slide through turn 1. Gonna come back at him, though, in the slipstream. And down the start line, they cut down to turn 4. They come, sorry. And Adrian Gomez straight back up the inside. Great move there. Miguez hasn't let this one go at the moment. Gomez has got to do all that hard work to catch down Timothy Spearson once again in this race. Just an alarm bell, though. Just an alarm bell for Adrian Gomez there, just to say that you can't make a mistake because Miguez is right on the back. Not only Miguez now, but Tim Portsmatter has brought himself to within a second, according to the timing tower, of that of Miguez. There he is, look, just in the background. This is the move back at turn 2. Look, Adrian Gomez on the inside. Roberto Miguez got the traction out the corner. Brilliant run. And just wasn't to be for Roberto Miguez. Look at this. Just beautiful run. Look at the traction he gets there. Superb. Gets fully ahead. And Adrian Gomez just then gets the better second phase with that slipstream and gets down the start straight. He's now back to within a second of Spearson. He's got Miguez within a second of him, and Portsmatter's within a second of Miguez there. Unai Morotto 1.6 back from Portsmatter. He's got Guzman Miguez, who's gaining on the rear of him. This is Guzman. On the rear at the moment. So Guzman looking good value for money so far. Had a crazy start, was 3 or 4 wide at times on the opening lap, but it's all just settled down into a nice routine here. We're on lap 9 of 23. Let's see what's going to happen in the rest of this race. Lap 10, we start now. Guzman Miguez looking to get closer to the back of Morotto. This is looking back from Unai. You see there Miguez. Melvin within a second-ish of Guzman, so Melvin's getting a little closer. There is no DRS, there is no push to pass in these two heats neither, so it is just pure speed and driver ability out there. And this is something that is just going to make the action a little more interesting, because you're going to see which driver can extract the most from each car. And Guzman Miguez, oh, there's a spinner! And who was that? It's Unai Morotto, who's had a moment, and I believe he's caught up with Melvin as well, because that's Melvin who's lost a couple of places. So we'll try and see if we can find out what happened there to Unai Morotto. But he's had a moment, was gaining on the back. Was fending off Guzman Miguez. So was there contact? Guzman wasn't close enough when we saw it a few moments ago. So interesting to see there. Tim Portsmatter now on the back of Roberto Miguez for that final podium spot. And the leaders are only just up the road. Here comes Tim. Towards turn number 3. He goes at the moment. Has a look. That's looking back. Great shot at Roberto Miguez's car. Bit of a moment mid-corner there through turn 3. Portsmatter nearly into the back of him. Tim Portsmatter looking racy here. Come from a bit further down the grid, and he's making up places as he goes in this race. Norik still the fastest lap of the race out there, and he's still doing a fantastic job on circuit at the moment. But for Tim Portsmatter, what is he going to be able to do? Here is Melvin then after... Oh, is that Melvin? Oh, it is Melvin. Thought he was in the yellow car, but either way, there he is. He's in the yellow simulator. The flat out great scenes of the simulators there, and not sure if that is, but Tim Portsmatter's still charging on the back of P4. And this is a replay of Unai Morotto. There he goes. Look, he's had a spin on his own. Oh, and just Melvin tries to go underneath that of Tim Portsmatter up the inside into turn 3. Late on the brakes. Just misses the apex slightly. Forces that of Miguez over the curb. And gets up into P3. I fancy returning that position back, but we'll wait and see what happens. That was a little late from Tim Portsmatter there, a little deep, should I say, from Tim Portsmatter there. Yeah, you just saw on that replay that Unai had the spin and Melvin just tried to go underneath, and it got caught out by Unai in that one. And let's see what's going to happen in this race, because it's been fantastic so far. Really looking forward to seeing what we've got left in this race. Can Tim Portsmatter close down that of Adrian Gomez and Timothy Spearson? This is Unai Morotto at the moment looking to try and fend off that of Nico Mosse for P9 and 10. Points up for grabs in this one. There is Unai. Running in the red simulator. A little wiggle there. He's just corrected himself through the steering wheel, and he just chatting to himself, or maybe to someone on the headset there. Been a good little race for the youngster. Still got to think he's still only young, is Unai Morotto. See what he can do. Up the hill they come once more. Spearson leads from Adrian Gomez, 1.4 seconds. It's 2 seconds back to Tim Portsmatter, who is pulling away slightly, or was pulling away slightly, from Roberto Miguez, but Miguez has closed that gap down a little bit. And this is going to make that fight a little more interesting again, and the leaders have now had the gap closed down, but this is Unai Morotto at the moment. P9 ahead of Nico Mosse. Lorenz Stump is P11. Samuel Bartel in P12. Jamie Ego, P13. David Verthwich, Ivan Marino, Adrian Christoffel, Xavier Schmidt, Patrick Dubach, and Walter Troning and Tyler Saber there then in 20th place. Oh, bit of a wiggle there. Slide through turn one for Roberto Miguez as he's trying to hunt down that of Tim Portsmatter still. Tim's just started to open that gap up a little bit. At 14 of 23 for Roberto Miguez. Let's see what's going to happen in this race, because he's gone from the race lead down to 4th place. He's got Guzman Miguez 2.5 seconds behind him. It'll be interesting to see if Guzman can do anything to catch up with Roberto. But either way, Roberto can take positives from this. It's been a good performance. Not the outcome he may have wanted. The race isn't over yet, though. We're down into the last 9 laps. Start lap 15 of 23 as we come towards the line in just a moment's time then. Don't forget, we've got the second heat coming up of Vallelunga later on in the show. We'll get the qualifying and a little track explainer for that one as well. Timothy Spearson starts the 15th lap of this race in the lead from Adrian Gomez. Tim Portsmatter in 3rd. Roberto Miguez 4th from Guzman Miguez. That's your top 5. Norik Lockie is 6th place with the fastest lap of the race at the moment. He's ahead of Harris Skenderi, then Melvin Lupi in P8. Unai Morotto and Nico Mosse round out your top 10 in your point scoring positions at the moment. So an interesting race to keep our eyes on and what's going to happen as we come towards the end. But at the moment, you have to say, it is all looking good for Timothy Spearson in this race. Harris is scoring first points at the moment. What a good race from him. Indeed it is. Just reading some of the comments in the chat there. They are looking a lot of support for a lot of these drivers today. It's great to see. And what a race we have in store at the moment here at the Red Bull Ring. Lap 16 of 23, and it's Timothy Spearson now starting to feel a bit of pressure from Adrian Gomez. He's got the gap under a second. He's just now trying to mount maybe one last attack through the whole of this race for that one mistake. He's been sat on the back of Timothy Spearson. Had that one mistake, which nearly allowed Roberto Miguez through. But now Gomez, look at the closing gap. And Tim Portsmatter's coming. So late on in this race, we've got a challenge here. I assume that's Fabio in the chat. Appreciate the kind words, Fabio. Really means a lot. Thank you very much. Timothy Spearson, though, is now coming under some pressure. He's now going to just notice these gaps are coming down and start to feel it a little more. So what can Timothy do here then? It's going to be crucial for Timothy in this one to just keep this clean and keep this as fast as he possibly can, not make a single mistake. Because the minute their mistakes start to creep in, that's going to invite Adrian and Tim Portsmatter on the back. Here's Ivan Moreno then. This is down in 16th place. He's on the back of Adrian Christoffel, who had that huge spin coming through the final corner a little earlier on. And there is Ivan in the Madrid lounge, looking to try and make up at least one more place over Adrian Christoffel. Down through the final corner he comes, and around the start straight to start their 17th lap of this race. 7 left to go. Adrian Gomez still just within that second mark of Spearson. It obviously closes down under the braking, but it's just around that second mark. Gomez needs to be absolutely on it here to bring that gap down. Timothy's, you can't put a foot wrong. Here is Lorenz Stump then, down in 11th place, looking to try and get a point off of Nico Mosser if he can get ahead of one more position. Lorenz here, looking to just try and make up one more place for a point. He's got a bit of work to do there. That's 0.6 of a second, that gap. So we'll see what that will be as we go through the rest, or the final stages of this race. Coming up to 6 left to go now. Spearson's got that gap back opened up. Just over a second it went to before they hit the braking zone. So Spearson just doing what he needs to do. He's not letting Gomez get too close to him. And if Gomez isn't careful, Tim Portsmatter could get the gap a little bit closer as well. Melvin on the back of Scanderi was pretty close. We'll try and keep our eyes on that fight. But this is Adrian Gomez now, who, look, has Timothy made a mistake somewhere? Because he's a bit closer once again. Ebbing and flowing at the moment between these two. And they're bringing Tim and Roberto with them as well. So Adrian Gomez just starting to put Timothy under a little bit of pressure here. And this is going to be crucial for Timothy Spearson to not make one error. We'll get to speak with the drivers hopefully after both races. We'll get to see their inputs and their takes on it. But Adrian Gomez is on a mission here. He wants this race win. Here's Timothy Spearson coming into turn 1. There's Adrian Gomez then coming up now. Just has that gap back opened up, but look, it's got Tim Portsmatter. Just been told by my producer that the fastest laps between Gomez and Spearson is only 0.03 of a second difference. So pretty well matched have these two been all day. And now Portsmatter's into play here. So all of a sudden, Timothy Spearson can just have a little rest, because Gomez is going to come under pressure and going to have to watch out for Tim Portsmatter in this one. Being told that Portsmatter's 2 to 3 tenths a lap faster than the leaders. Well, as the late great Murray Walker once said, catching's one thing, passing is another. But I'm sure Tim Portsmatter will put on the moves given the opportunity. You only need to open the door once for Tim Portsmatter to make a move. Dropping down through the final corner. There you go now. And Tim Portsmatter on the back of Gomez. This has allowed Spearson to extend his gap to 1.3 seconds, so really is doing Spearson the world of good. Into a final couple of corners. There you go now. So far, so good for Tim Portsmatter. He's been fantastic in this race thus far. Worked his way up the order as well. He's not started near the front. He had to work his way up. He's on the podium. Oh, he won't want that. He won't want that little snap and the dirty air from Adrian Gomez's car just possibly playing effect there on Tim Portsmatter's, but he's lost a tenth or two. And we're coming down to start lap 21. Has Tim got it in the locker to close up and make a move on Adrian Gomez? Needs to get rid of them errors, though, at the minute. So here comes Portsmatter. 2 to go in this race. And can he get up onto that second step of the podium? Gomez gained on Spearson just a tenth or two since Portsmatter's dropped off the back a little bit. So Gomez has had the pace, but now he's coming under pressure. He's really starting to struggle out there a little bit. And here comes Tim, looking from the drone over the camera, picking them up, coming down through turn 4. A great shot there. Portsmatter now. I just don't think he's got enough here. I just don't think he's got enough in the tank. We're going to have 2 to goes across the line. And Portsmatter, I just don't think it is going to be able to get close enough to Gomez. But stranger things have happened. And if anyone can do it, I'm sure Tim Portsmatter will believe that he can do it. So up towards turn 3. Goes Tim Portsmatter closer once again to Adrian Gomez at the moment. Gomez has got back within a second of Spearson, but with one left after this, you just feel that Tim is the one who's going to try and mount the challenge for that second place. Been a great race between the front 3. Jostling for positions. I believe it's fixed setups at the moment. I believe it is. So hopefully our producer can let me know about the setups in my area. I believe though that they are fixed setups. And Tim Portsmatter now, 1 to go. He's got to mount an attack. There we go, fixed for RU3. Thank you, Fabio, in the chat. Tim Portsmatter has got to mount an attack now. He's got to get close enough. He's got 10 corners to try and get past Adrian Gomez. Timothy Spearson just needs to hold it together to not lose this race. But Portsmatter now is going to have a look at getting in that slipstream. Will he be close enough coming into turn 3? I don't think he will. Has a little look though, shows his nose, gets it stopped on the apex. Did that cost him a bit of time? Yes, it did. He doesn't look as close now to Adrian Gomez. Maybe he should have just followed and taken the normal line, but he showed his nose. Has he showed his hand too early here? He's got all that work to do again. I think Tim has just possibly cost himself that P2. He went too early. We're about to witness the first RU3 win. But who will it go to? 4 corners left to go. And at the moment, it is that of Timothy Spearson. comes round the penultimate corner, comes to the final corner. Get this one right, Timothy. He does indeed. Timothy Spearson, with the number 1 waving in the air, wins here at Red Bull Ring in RU3 with Adrian Gomez from Team Portsmouth, Roberto Miguez, Guzman Miguez, P5. And that'll be Norik to come home in P6. But Timothy Spearson got the work done and won the race here in RU3. Our first RU3 race winner. And what a job for Timothy in that one. A great race to start the day. We've got Vallelunga coming up in a few moments' time for the second heat in this one. You're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be an action-packed day. And RU3 is now well and truly underway at this new era for Racing Unleashed in the eSports series. Adrian Gomez, he can be pleased with a P2. It was a strong showing from Adrian. And there is Team Portsmouth then, who can be very happy as well with that P3. Just made that one mistake where he went a little too early, a little too much to the inside. Or turn 3 on that final lap. And maybe Tim will just think back to it. Should I have waited to turn 4? He will know what he did, and he will have to try once again to sort that one out in this race. But Vallelunga coming up, different circuit altogether. And let's see what we can do around the Vallelunga circuit then. But it's Timothy Spearson, your race winner from that of Adrian Gomez. There he is with a cheeky little grin on his face. Qualifying coming up in around about 15 minutes time, and he is just thanking everybody that he has won that one. He would have absolutely loved that race win. He can just relax now in the cockpit. Yeah, take the gloves off. Give the hands a little bit of a cool down, but Timothy would have absolutely loved that race win. And there is Fabio just coming over to say congratulations to him and bring him over hopefully for a chat with us in a couple of moments time. But what a race for Timothy Spearson. He takes the race win, got the work done early on, and managed to get the race win. There is Harry Scanderi congratulating him. And there is Tim Portsmouth as well, giving him a big congratulations as well. Both of them two on the podium. And the first win for the Zurich City Lounge over their time. Obviously their first race on an esports series here at Racing Unleashed, and their first win and a double podium to go along with it as well. Portsmouth are there probably just saying that I was coming for you in that race. We'll hopefully get to chat to both of them two in a few moments. But what a drive from Spearson. See them just chatting about the way the car was handling through there. It's like being in the cool-down room at the Formula 1 before the podium. Just listening to all the drivers have a chat. And there he is. Portsmouth is seeing the camera. He's smiling for a picture. Gets Timothy to do it with him as well. And the two Tims on the podium. Look at this. They get to follow the camera following them to the podium. They go. And we'll get to chat with them too in just a moment. But your final classification for heat number 1 was Timothy Spearson from Adrian Gomez. Tim Portsmouth was P3 with Roberto Miguez P4. Guzman Miguez P5 with Norik Lockie in P6. Melvin Lupi then in P7. Harry Scanderi P8. Unai Morotto in 9th from Nico Mossa. Lorenz Stump P11 from Samuel Bartle in P12. David Verthrich was P13 ahead of Adrian Christoffel, had that big spin through turn number 10. Jamie Ego was in P15 from Ivan Marino. Xavier Schmidt, Patrick Dubac, Walter Trauninger and Tyler Saber down the bottom of the order then. And that's your classification for the first heat at the Red Bull Ring. And we can now hear from Tim Portsmouth. Tim, believe you can hear us. Just let us know if you can, please.
Yes, I can hear you.
Tim, congratulations on the P3. It was a great race because you didn't qualify that high up. You had to get past a few cars to get up there.
Yes, I made a mistake in turn 3 in quali, which lost me a few tenths, so I only started P9. But then I just got my head down and started overtaking. That's what I did, and I ended up P3, and I'm really happy with the result. I drove a good race and couldn't have done it better. Congratulations to Timothy. He's done a great race, and I'm really happy for him, and it was a good race.
Now, you got the chance to have a look at the back of Gomez going into turn 3 on that final lap. Just talk us through that moment.
Well, I didn't want to overtake him because I didn't want to take the risk of crashing into him in the final lap, because I was already happy with P3 after starting from P9. So I just had a look on him. Maybe he would brake a bit later and I could have a chance to overtake him, but that didn't work. He had good pace in this race. So yeah, it was close at the end and it was really fun to drive.
Well, Timothy, congratulations on being on the podium. One of the first 2 drivers to be on the podium in the new Racing Lounge in Zurich. Congratulations, and we'll see you for Heat 2.
Thank you, Matthew.
And we could go now over to Madrid to speak with Adrian Gomez. Adrian, P2 in that race. It was a difficult fight between you and a few of the other drivers around you early on.
Yeah, it was a very difficult race. I had a very poor quali, and I lost my rear on the turn 1, so I couldn't get that first row. Starting P5 was very difficult, but I did some good moves to cling to that P2, and I tried to close the gap to Timothy, but he was going very, very fast, and I couldn't overtake him. But I want to win, but I'm looking to Vallelunga.
Yeah, looking to Vallelunga. P2 is a great result. You had a moment where I think it was Migles nearly got past you on the outside of turn 3. What happened there? Because it looked like you got a slide through turn 1.
Yeah, I had a nice battle. I had a nice battle with Roberto, and then in that moment I lost my rear again, and turn 1 is a very tricky corner, and he picked up my slipstream. I went to the inside of the corner, and I managed to defend my position, but it was a great battle.
A great battle indeed. Heat 2 coming up at Vallelunga. Can you try and get that race win there?
I hope so. That's the main goal. I want to win now and focus on it.
Well, Adrian, congratulations on P2. We'll let you get ready for the second heat, and we'll go over to speak to Timothy Spearson. Timothy, welcome. You're live. You're the first ever race winner in the new Zurich City Lounge. Congratulations. How does that one feel?
Very, very good. Thank you, Matthew.
How was that race from you? Because you had to make some overtakes early on.
Well, at this place, I can only say muchas gracias a los competidores españoles, because the fights with Roberto Miguez and Adrian Gomez in the first few laps were very nice, very clean, exactly what one could have wished for. It was tight and clean, just as I want. And then after that, it was getting into the rhythm, and particularly careful in turns 1 and 2, because those are just pitfalls every lap. So at the end, I was counting back how many times I would have to do these corners again, and I was very happy when it was down to 0.
It was about controlling the race when you took the race lead, wasn't it? It was about managing your race and not worried about what others was doing.
Indeed, because, you know, with these Formula 3 cars, we have neither DRS nor push to pass. So the dynamics of the race very much for an old Formula 1 fan like me resembles Monaco 1992, where if you got the line and you're at the right time at the right accelerator without any slide, then it's looking good, and that's what it did.
Yeah, exactly. It was a great race from yourself. Vallelunga coming up in a few moments' time. What can you do around Vallelunga?
I hope that in qualifying I will get the first braking corner right, because that's the key corner of the entire lap, because there you gain or lose a lot of momentum. I am reasonably confident for the line, but I'm not quite sure what's going to result. And then also, I'm not actually sure which is the best starting position for Vallelunga, because you have a long acceleration period until the first braking, and it might even be advantageous to start P2 again, or even P3, depending on how it goes. But if the first lap is clean in turn 3 and turn 7, everything should be fine there as well.
Well, Timothy, congratulations on the race win in RU3 and the first race winner at the new Zurich City Racing Lounge. Congratulations.
Thanks again. Looking forward to the next one.
Indeed, we are. As we get ready to go to Vallelunga now then for the second heat of this race, we can show then a few highlights of this first race. So then some flip. And that was a few highlights there of the first heat at the Red Bull Ring, with Vallelunga coming up in a moment. Obviously, we go then to RU3 for November's races, which comes up in around a month's time. I believe it's the 23rd. It is the 23rd of November, what a guess. 23rd of November. Before then we had to the 14th of December. Trek to be confirmed for the two heats for them too as well. As you can see there on the calendar, 23rd of November and then the 14th of December to round out RU3 for this year before we head into 2026, in which RU2 and 1 could be getting underway. And I'm looking forward to these so much. I think these are going to be fantastic racing series in which we've got some great drivers, some great talent. We'll get to see the likes of Smeedle and Sanchez hopefully come back and return in. Can Smeedle now win RU1 instead of the Racer League? He's obviously defending champion from last time around. We're getting ready to go in this qualifying period. We've got about 2 minutes coming until the qualifying period is going to start, and then we'll see what the drivers can do around this fantastic Vallelunga circuit. Just got the track map up in front of me here. It is a beautiful, beautiful place to come racing. 2.5 miles in length, 4 kilometers as well. This layout of the track that we are using has been open since 2005 till now, but a great circuit here. Really has got a bit of everything. Some faster corners, slower corners, mid-speed corners. It's got a good balance here. So we're going to see drivers really have to use all their skills and all their knowledge of racing and what they can do out there on the circuit. But yeah, as we heard from Timothy Spearson, the start of the race, it's a big run down in towards turn 1, sort of the real first braking zone. Crucial to get a good start. But also in this race, being in that slipstream could be absolutely vital to the end of this one. And that final sector there, very tricky and tight, gets really twisty. And that's what I kind of love about this place. It's got a lot of different corners and different natured corners as well. Like I said, fast, medium, slow speed corners. Got a real good mix. I'm excited to see Vallelunga. We saw it last time out. Before the last season started, in what was a great race there in one of the spring series races we had last year. It provided great action. But also very easy for drivers to make mistakes. So let's see. Qualifying about to get underway. So we're expecting the drivers to be out there on the track for qualifying in just a couple of moments' time. We'll be bringing you the live pictures of that qualifying period from all the drivers who are out there on the circuit in this one. And as you can tell, we've not touched on this one yet. We're not in the Apex studio anymore. We are sat in my living room at the moment. So welcome. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all having a fantastic weekend and a great Sunday morning, midday now actually, here in the UK for Sunday. Hope the weather's nice wherever you are. And we are going to get ready to go here in just a moment's time for the qualification period in this race. Hope you all had a nice, well-rested night as well. The clocks went back last night, especially in the UK. So hope you all had a good night. Good afternoon to Matthew Wright in the chat. Hope you're very well, dear friend of mine. So good evening to Matthew then. Here is Melvin out there on the circuit at the moment. I believe that's... Sorry, it's not Melvin. Melvin was in the yellow car. We'll get a driver pop up on screen with who that is. It's car number 8 coming through the final corner here at the Vallelunga circuit. And it's David Verthridge who we are on board with for this qualifying period then, as he comes towards the end of the lap. And you can see what I mean about this Vallelunga track, just tightens up as they come now towards this long, hurry up and wait kind of corner. As you can just hear there, just off the throttle, go. Pick up the right time. Don't want to lose the rear end. Now down the start, finish straight. You go now. You're going to come to this little left-hand bend. Longer right-hand bend coming up, which is pretty flat. That is called the Curva Grande. And now in towards Semini 1 and Semini 2. And David Verthridge hard on the brakes, getting that nose dipping on the simulator through the first part of the corner and now into the second part. Now down the back straight. A good chance as well for using that slipstream in towards another long hairpin corner. And just wait to pick up that throttle on the exit. Now you come to the tighter, twistier section. There is David Verthridge into Sorate. A left-hander. Use that curb on the exit. Now come through into another quick left-hand bend. This is where it starts to get even trickier. Another little hurry up and wait hairpin coming up. Just listen. Picks up the throttle on the exit. Again, another one here. A little tighter this one. Oh, a bit of a slide and a lock-up. That's going to ruin David Verthridge's lap. And this is what I mean. The first part of the lap, a bit more flowing and medium-speed corners. And in this final sector, it really tightens up. And David Verthridge here falls foul to that lap. That will ruin his qualifying and his chance of pole position. Unless others have done the same thing. We'll await the final grid, but you can see drivers changing where they are on the timing tower on the side. We'll bring you the final classification. Remember, it is a solo qualifying, so drivers are only out there on their own. They can only see themselves as well. No one else on the circuit for them in this qualifying session. We'll bring you the full classification in a few moments' time. We'll also get a nice little track explainer of this Vallelunga circuit. But David Verthridge here, it looked a pretty tidy lap up until them last moments. And for David Verthridge, he made the mistake. Looks like Tim Portsmatter is going to be your man on pole by a 10th of a second from Unai Morotto. Roberto Miguez back up there in P3 again. Adrian Gomez is P5. Timothy Spearson looks like he's P6, but we'll get that full confirmation in a few moments' time. As the drivers then get put back to the pit lane, we'll await them to get gridded up. We can take a look, though, at a quick track explainer here of Vallelunga then. Like we said, 2.5 miles long, 4 kilometres in length, and a really challenging circuit. You can see what I mean about the first sector. Really nice, and then you get into sector 2, into sector 3. That's where it starts to get tricky and tight for these drivers to get around. Lovely layout though here in Italy, Vallelunga then. Down towards the start line you go, and as you come across the start line, you come through turn 1, little left-hander, don't really feel like it's there. Turn 2, the Curva Grande. You come through then again, flat scat through there. Turn 3 is this little left-hand kink again. You don't really notice the first 3 too much. Now we're into Samini 1 and Samini 2 of 4 and 5. Pick up your throttle on the exit, turn 6, on the curb. Use the curb to sort of get the car rotated through. Towards turn 7 you come. Listen to the hurry up and wait. Mid corner, just picking up that throttle, and that's what I mean. You've got to be patient. Patience is the name of the game through these hairpin type corners here. Turn 8, Serate. Another one, you've just got to be careful on getting on the power too early. Turn 9, flick it through to the left. Turn 10 as well. The little kink to the right. Turn 11. You see there, pretty much on exit, getting that power down, and any slight bit of throttle too early, the rear will come round. We saw David Berthwich just carry too much speed in to the corner, and that's what's put the rear around. The S's of turn 14 and then into turn 15 of Roma, the final corner here. And down the start straight you come once again in this race. So Vallelunga hidden away in the hills of North Roma. Beautiful circuits to come racing to, and what a track this is. It's also the home of the Kunos company that obviously make the Assetto Corsa platform, the Assetto Corsa Competizione and the Assetto Corsa Evo platform, so it's their home circuit sort of to go to as well. Tim Portsmatter on pole from Unai Morotto with Roberto Miguez P3. Ivan Morotto is in P4 ahead of Adrian Gomez. A good day for the Spanish drivers. Timothy Spearson, the Australian, in P6 with Norik Lucky in P7. Melvin Luppi in P8 from David Firthrich. Adrian Christoffel P10 from Walter Trauninger. Jamie Ego is P12 ahead of Guzman Migueles. Nico Mossa, Patrick Dubach in 15th. Xavier Schmidt 16th place with Lorenz Stump alongside Harris Skenderi, not the qualifying he'd have wanted at all. Samuel Bartle down in P19, and Tyler Saber rounds out the top 20. So as we get ready to go here for our second heat of RU3, remember, no prize money in store for the drivers during these RU3 events. They're playing for points now, and they're playing to see who will get into RU2. And this is exciting going into the new year and into the 2026 format of what we're going to be bringing you over the course of next year. There's our pole sitter, Tim Portsmatter. Was sat P3 after the first heat. He's now got to lock in and fully focus. This man's alongside him, the youngster, Unai Morotto, sat alongside that of Tim Portsmatter on the front row of the grid. He's been a race winner last time out in the Challenger League last season, so can he do it again? And Roberto Miguez had a great race one, finished down in P4. But that wasn't the half of his race. It's not like he finished here and was quiet. He was in the thick of the action all the way through this race. And for Roberto, he'll want to try and take that next step onto the podium for sure. As you see a few of our drivers sat in the simulators getting ready to go. And we will be underway in a couple of minutes' time to do the final race of the day, the final heat of RU3. To end what has been a fantastic day of racing here at Racing Unleashed for the new eSports series. We cannot wait to get going once again in the new year with RU2 as well as RU3. We're back in November on the 23rd. We are back in December on the 14th. There is race control, and the same faces you will notice sat there working as hard as they always do. And I've said it once, I'll say it many a times. That is the hardest job in motorsport, being sat on that race control wall and deciding who will be getting what form of penalties in this one. They'll be monitoring every decision that goes by. That is our Munich lounge, all set up and ready to go. You just see the little black simulator just to the bottom of your screen. That's driver 1, driver 2, 3, 4 and 5 all ready to go. Munich, lovely lounge to be a part of in the Motor World building, I believe it is. So lovely. Go and check that out down there. There's Madrid. Lovely looking lounge in Madrid as well. You can see a few of the drivers sat there in the simulators, the 5 of them coming through to get a nice wave from our Racing Unleashed colleagues at in the Madrid lounge. And we've just got a little clip we're going to bring you now. And there we can see then the beautiful lounges and the beautiful experiences you can get. And like it says, visit our lounges, head over to our website and check out where the lounges are located. And make sure you do drop in and visit one of the racing lounges. They are fantastic places to be. I've had the privilege of being in the Old Kemptal and the Zurich Airport Lounge as well. Absolutely fantastic places to be. And the simulators are magnificent. I cannot speak highly enough about how good these pieces of equipment we have here at Racing Unleashed are. They are state of the art and are beautiful pieces. So if you're ever in Munich or Madrid or in Zurich as well, don't hesitate to go and check out one of our lounges. Our friendly staff will obviously help you get sorted and set up with on the original Assetto Corsa platform, I believe, as well. So plenty of tracks to choose from, plenty of car choices to maybe dabble in as well. But get yourselves down there. They are fantastic pieces of equipment. I cannot recommend these simulators enough. They are state of the art. They are really fantastic. We're getting ready to go then in just a few moments time here for Vallelunga. And what a race we are going to be in store for. Tim Portsmatter on pole, P3 in the first one. He's on pole for this one alongside Unai Morotto. Can he take this win? This is going to be crucial for Tim to get a good start, get off the line well, because it is a long run down to the first braking zone, and this is going to be crucial for him to make sure he doesn't make a mistake in that first braking zone. Slipstreaming is going to be the absolute key as well down in towards turn 1. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys watching are looking forward to it as well. It's been a brilliant day of RU3 action here. And again, I reiterate, we're back on the 23rd of November for the second lot of heats in November 23rd, and then the third lot of heats on the 14th of December, just before the Christmas period then. And then dates, calendars, whatever you will be announced, obviously, on our social media platforms. Check out our Instagram, Twitter, TikTok accounts. Head over to our website. Keep your eyes all up to date with everything Racing Unleashed as we get ready to move into the new year, into 2026 and into RU2 as well, in which I'm looking forward to be bringing you the action for that one. Our grid then for race 2, it's Tim Portsmatter on the left-hand side alongside Unai Morotto on the left. They go from 1 and 2 on the grid. P3 and 4. Hopefully, touch wood, we get this now, and I don't think we have, so we're going to try and bring up that list for you to reiterate who's on pole. So it's Portsmatter and Morotto on the front row of the grid. Row 2 is Roberto Miguez from Ivan Marino. Adrian Gomez, P5, alongside Timothy Spearson in 6th. Norik Lockie, P7, alongside Melvin Luppy in P8. David Verthrich is 9th, ahead of Adrian Christoffel. Walter Troninger is then in P11 from Jamie Ego. Guzman Migueles, P13 from Nico Mossa. Patrick Dubach is P15, ahead of Xavier Smith. Lorenz Stump, alongside Harris Genderi for 17th and 18th. And Samuel Bartle alongside Tyler Saber in P19 and 20. So then, as we get ready to go here for Vallelunga, 22 laps around this circuit in Roma. What can we do? What can the drivers do? Brave cameraman stood that side of the pit wall as they start the race. The lights appear on the screen. The calm before the storm. As the revs, they now rise. The red lights appear. And for the final time this afternoon, It's green and go, and it is a good stop from Tim Portsman. It gets off the line really well. Morotto immediately tucks into that slipstream. He knows how crucial this is going to be. Heading down towards the Curva Grande, through turn 2 now, towards the first braking zone. Everybody away nice and cleanly, jostling for positions. And Morotto looking up the inside of Portsman, and he has done just that. There's a core off. We'll find out who that one was, dropping down the order. Somebody off at turn 1. It was Nico Mossa who was in the wall. And Adrian Christoffel now, look at the slipstream they get down the back straight. Really crucial to get this right into the hairpin corner, but Tim Portsman back underneath Unai Morotto and retakes the lead of this race. So exchanging places early in the opening lap here at Vallelunga. And now this is where it gets a little tight and tricky for the drivers. Them 3 wides will no longer be able to, because it really starts to tighten up. Can Portsman fend off Morotto through this section? Very, very cheeky for Morotto to get a run alongside. Look at this further back. Great overtake underneath on the drone cameras, and back comes the blue and white car up the inside. And has that opened the door for others further back? Tim Portsman, though, just starting to pull away from Unai Morotto in this opening lap of the race. Roberto Miguez still there in P3, ahead of Adrian Gomez. That is Andrew Christoffel, who was making moves in that race, and that's a replay off the start. A few bits of contact. This is Christoffel. Oh, just a moment. Did he break on the grass there? The car that ended up off track and in the wall. Melvin's dropped down to 16th place, so he's had a bit of a bad start. Tyler Saber now down into 20th, and Christoffel getting overtaken there by Timothy Spearson, our race 1 winner. And can he get race 2 in the, or heat 2, sorry, in the bag as well? Christoffel will want that place back, but it's Portsman, Morotto, Miguez, Gomez, Lockie then, who had the fastest lap of the race at the Red Bull Ring, and Christoffel just not going to do it round the outside there. He maybe looked for the up and under, but it didn't work. Spearson goes defensive once again, and Andrin Christoffel there, you see the nose dipping on the simulator as it would under braking in the real car. This is what I mean, fantastic pieces of equipment here at Racing Unleashed. But Christoffel, so far, so good move up the inside there for Migles to get ahead of David Verthrich. We saw him make some moves in the opening part of the Red Bull Ring race. How can Andrin Christoffel do anything about that of Timothy Spearson? There he is from our live camera crew in the Zurich City Lounge. Fastest lap of the race, Tim Portsman. We start the 3rd lap here at Vallelunga, lap 3 of 22. It's all a little quieter in the opening stages of this race compared to that of Red Bull Ring in heat number 1. Don't mind that one at all. There's Marino here, just now trying to have a look on the back of Lockie. Verthrich having to go around the outside then of Christoffel. Be a brave move around the outside, or giving the inside line for the next corner. Has he just got a nose and a front wheel alongside? He has, you know. They just bump wheel to wheel there. And David Verthrich up the inside. Lovely manoeuvre. Parks are on the apex. An absolute peach. A little tap up the rear there from Migles. And he's now going to, cut onto the runoff. Contact. Contact again. And they're both around. And they've just been caught by another driver. And Verthrich here, I don't think he moved across Migles as he tried to make the move, but Migles there, day late and $1 short on that overtake, just ran into the back of Verthrich and couldn't get it stopped in time for the hairpin, and they lose out a lot of positions on this one. There's a car off on the inside, and it looks like more dramas. A lot of tyre smoke being kicked up. There's a greenish blue car. Can't quite see from the drone footage here. Looked like he had a moment. There it is, the light blue and white car just behind Verthrich. That is Stump, who looked like he had a moment. We'll try and get a replay of that one. But for Verthrich now, he's got to try and make his way back ahead of Migles. A Stump looking up the inside. Does he have the inside line for turn number 4? No, he does not. So has to yield that position there. And that's allowed that of Verthrich to get through. Here's Timothy Spearson, Heat 1 winner, P7 at the moment. On the back of Marino. Okay, P5, Gomez P4. The leaders all still together. Bit of a gap then back to Lockie. As they're going to come down to start lap number 5. Ivan Marino now in the middle of Norik and Timothy Spearson. Spearson obviously the race 1 winner. Can he be the man to just try and edge a little bit closer to overtaking that of Norik? This is what happened then. Oh, didn't quite get to see the full shot of what happened there. So there goes a car off to the right. Oh, I think he just got on the grass under braking. I think that was Stump who got on the grass under braking, shot the rear round, and he's done well to collect that actually and hold on to it. So that is what has happened there. Now Ivan Marino trying to make up places. 6th place, trying to get onto the back of Lockie, looking around the outside. The hairpin corner, not going to do it there. Tucks back in behind. They're just pulling a little bit further away from Spearson in this race. Walter Troninger up into 11th place. So a good start to this race for Walter Troninger. Real good opener to this one for him. Spearson now having a look up the inside of that of Marino, who's having a look up the inside of Lockie. That'll be the outside for the next part. This could open the door for Timothy Spearson here. Just see, has he got the momentum? No, he hasn't. So he stays back to where he was through the S's. There you go now. And it really does tighten up at this part of the circuit. And this is where Timothy just finding it difficult to overtake. He'll get that double slipstream down the start-finish straight. And he's got to be wise here as to when he tries to make the move. He's got plenty of laps still left. We're on lap 6 of 22. Spearson now. Just losing out through the final corner and the opening stage of this lap. Marino is looking to stay on the back of Norik. Can't get any closer. Tim Portsmatter out front's got the gap up to 1.6 seconds. He is flying at the moment. This is looking back from Norik. Oh, he's gone a little deep on exit. He'll have that inside line for the next corner. But is this going to give Ivan the run that he needs? He's on the outside line now. Spearson's not close enough to challenge. Will he look for the up and under? No, he won't. Marino, bit of a slide coming through the hairpin. That's put Spearson on the inside line now. But the outside for the next hairpin. Has Spearson got in front? No, he has not. Can he hold it, though, around the outside here? He goes deep now and tucks back in behind Marino once again. It gets up the inside for the next part. Manages to get it stopped. No contact made. Does he get the run? Yes, he does. Into the S's. This is going to be extremely tight. Spearson backs out of that one. Little slide through the first part there as well. But a great fight here for 5th, 6th and 7th. And maybe even 8th because Christoffel is right there with them on the back. These are in the Formula 3 cars, I do believe. To answer your question in the chat, Marino is now has now dropped off the back of Norik after being under that pressure from Timothy. Timothy now under pressure from Christoffel. There is, excuse me, there is Ivan Marino then. P6. Lost out to Norik just a little bit. He seems to have the pace where he can get back on to the rear of Norik in this one. It's a battle of the Spanish drivers for P number 2 at the moment. Unai Morato, Roberto Miguez, Adrian Gomez, all fighting down for P2. Portsmatter can control his own destiny in this one. He's got the pace to just keep pulling away out front. But this is Norik, Marino, Spearson and Christoffel for 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. Xavier Schmidt, is not close enough at the moment. 3.7 off the back of Christoffel. He's got to deal with Jamie Ego back there. And this is going to be an interesting one to keep our eyes on here because The slipstream not overly powerful around here. And you can see that it's not working out, especially when you get into the end of Sector 2, the start of Sector 3. Here's Melvin in the yellow and burgundy Racing Unleashed livery then, running down in P12. This is Melvin live in the Zurich City Lounge. The braking, he comes into the first of the hairpins. A little deep, that from Walter Troniger. Melvin now looking. There's another train forming here. Actually, that's Walter. But this is all behind Xavier Smith. Sorry. So, two little groups forming here. One behind Norik, one behind Schmidt. This has got Jamie Ego, Walter Troninger, Melvin Lupi, David Verthwich and Guzman Miguez in this train. But this is back to the Ivan Marino as Adrian Gomez and Roberto Miguez having a fight for third and second. That gap seems to have opened up a little bit. So did Gomez outbrake himself and run a little deep coming into the first braking zone, I wonder? There's Unai Morotto. He's got himself onto the back of Tim Portsmatter here. Was 1.6 seconds earlier. It's now 0.8 of a second. Schmidt has got past Ego. So Schmidt has made his way through. And Marino looking up the inside of Norik. Gets the move done at the hairpin. That's a lovely overtake for Marino there. And now Timothy Spearson wants a little piece of the action as well. But Norik hasn't let this one go. Spearson late up the inside into the side of Norik there. And a little late on the brakes going into a gap that was always closing, and Norik may feel a little outraged at that overtake from Spearson. Getting it through in towards the S as they come, so there is Norik. Concentrating on what he's got to do, but he may be unhappy with everything that's just happened there. He's got to work hard now to get back past that of Christoffel and of Jamie and Christoffel. Where's Marino gone? Sorry, no, I was looking at the wrong battle there. Of Timothy and Ivan Marino, sorry. Roberto Miguez and Gomez have still been exchanging places. Now Miguez and Morotto look like they're having a scrap out front. This is Timothy Spearson, who is not really stuck to the back of Ivan Marino here. Ivan definitely has some pace in this race. He's pulled a big gap already over Timothy. I'm just looking down at the Jamie Ego Xavier Schmidt fight. This is back to the front with Roberto Miguez. Look at that train of cars behind Jamie at the moment. And not gaining on the Adrian Christoffel queue of cars as well, but Roberto Miguez, P4 in the first race, looking to try and get on the rear of Unai Morotto. Good fight out front while these two just start to maybe exchange lap times and exchange pleasantries on the circuit. This is allowing Portsmatter to get away. I was just looking again at the gaps down on that timing tower, and Spearson hasn't gone with Marino at all. This is Christoffel who's on the back of Norik now, and there you can see, look, there's Spearson and Ivan. Spearson's got ahead with a late move up the inside. It just hasn't gone with Ivan in this race. It just hasn't been able to extract the pace he had at the Red Bull Ring around here. So we'll see what he can do as this race goes on. Oh, that over the head shot in our Zurich Lounge, our live camera crew there. Brilliant camera angle of just showing the driver and his steering input, fully focused on what is in front of him. That of Adrian Christoffel. On the back of Norik there. Little wrong through the first part of the S's. What's Christoffel got to do? Because the slipstream we don't see being that strong here. Down the start-finish straight. They're not really gaining coming into turn one like we thought they may. Morotto's back under a second to Portsmatter out front, so just keep your eyes on that fight as well. This one seems like it's got a twist in this race somewhere. There's a few groups of cars just battling it out, and it's got a twist in it. Now that Spearson's pulled away from Norik, he's still not gone with Marino, 2.2 behind Marino. And here comes Christoffel to the outside of Norik. Later on the brakes, swoops it around the outside. He'll have the inside line for the next part. Not going to need it. Little wiggle on the curb. Move's not fully done yet, but it will be through this corner. Norik going to hold it strong around the outside line. Can't do so there. Norik not giving this one up at all, and he has to yield now. And Adrian Christoffel up into 7th place. Good move, that. Great run around the outside. Put his confidence in the car to carry that momentum through. And Norik having a late look up the inside. Gets it stopped. Gets it turned in. Andrin cannot get on the power because Norik is there. And Norik retakes back P number 7 in this one. And a great bit of racing for 7th and 8th between Norik and Andrin. And this is allowing Timothy Spearson to pull away through. Timothy just not finding that pace that he had in race 1. Andrin Christoffel at the moment on the back of Norik once again after a great fight. Now in the slipstream, Norik goes defensive in towards the first braking zone here at Vallelunga, turn number 4 into turn 5. And a bit of a wiggle there and a slide on that of Christoffel as he looks on the back of Norik, pulls to what will be the outside line. He's done it once. Can he do it again? They get as close as they possibly dare. They bump coming into the braking zone, and that puts Christoffel very, very wide. And Christoffel now will have to do it all over again. And this is turning into a fantastic little fight. Look at the leaders though. Barely anything separating the top 4. This is a replay of... that's somebody into the back of Melvin hard. Into the hairpin corner. It's not Christoffel, don't worry. It was somebody hard into the back of Melvin there. And Christoffel then needs to close back into the back of Norik Lockie. Again, the gaps back out front have opened up once more, so ebbing and flowing really between the leaders. And Adrian Gomez at the moment sat in P4. Here is Adrian Gomez. Would love a win here. Would love to be on the podium once more. He got 2nd place in the first heat at the Red Bull Ring, and he would love to be on the podium once again in this heat. Our first ever RU3 event. We're back on the 23rd of November for 2 more heats. Tracks to be confirmed, so keep your eyes out on social media for them. What a race we have in store at the moment. Adrian Gomez now. One, two, three, 4 for the lead. Adrian Gomez trying to get onto the back of Roberto Miguez. Had a good fight with Roberto in the first heat to try and get ahead of him. And did so to get P2. He's now got to try and get ahead of him again here. But Unai Morotto and Tim Portsmatter. Portsmatter got P3 in the first heat. Morotto not on the podium. Spearson's passed Marino. Marino's now got back ahead of Spearson. So not sure what happened there because the gaps look pretty big. So I'm unsure what happened there. Maybe just a little moment for the timing tower. Not registering the cars as they come through the line. But yeah, Spearson is still 6th place. You can see him there in the background, nowhere near Marino. Adrian Gomez now then, just patiently waiting, biding his time and trying to get closer to the back of Miguez. We're on that 15 of 22. So we are over half distance in this one. As it stands, it's Tim Portsmatter who leads from Unai Morato, from Roberto Miguez, Adrian Gomez, and then Ivan Marino is your top 5. Timothy Spearson, Norik Lockie, Andrin Christoffel and Jamie Ego, David Verthrich are your top 10. Here is David Verthrich at the moment. In that 10th place, he's got Guzman Miglas on the back of him. He's trying to chase down Jamie Ego. David so far, after an earlier drama with Miglas, trying to recover in this race. There is Norik and Christoffel. That battle's kind of come to an end. Norik has managed to stay well in front. Looking back on the rear of Jamie's car, goes a little deep at the hairpin. That opens the door for Verthrich, but can't get the move done there. May fancy himself if Jamie goes deep into this next one. No, not close enough. Nicely done from Jamie there, straight onto the inside curb. You can see Christoffel and Lockie just up the road having their scrap once again. But this is Verthrich and Ego. Verthrich wide, and that nearly allowed Miglas to have a look and nearly tap the rear of Verthrich's car. Them two already had dramas in this race. That was nearly another one for the pair of them there. For David Verthrich, trying to get closer to the rear of Jamie Ego's car. Using that slipstream now, lap 17 of 22. Tim Portsmatter from Unai Morato with Roberto Miguez is your top 3 at the moment. David Verthrich trying to do everything he can. Remember, fixed setup on these Formula 3 by RSS cars. No push to pass, no DRS. The drivers have got to do this on pure ability. There's a bit of a moment through turn 4 and turn 5 for David Verthrich. That's cost him all momentum on the back of Jamie down here and possibly put him under pressure from Guzman. It's not close enough. Will he think of a lunge up the inside? No, he doesn't. Just showed the nose a little bit there, though. Waits once again to get that job done. But Guzman now. Oh, and another slide on the rear from David there. And Verthrich really struggling as this race is going on. You can see further forward, Christoffel really attacking the back of Norik. Just ahead of this, there, them two are. This is Guzman having a look up the inside. Very close again to the rear tyre with the front wing through the S's now. David having a look on Jamie. 3 places all up for grabs here for 9th, 10th and 11th. Christoffel and Norik having a fight for 7th and 8th. Further forward, 4 for the lead still. Marino and Spearson are in no man's land at the moment. And here comes Verthrich in the slipstream. Is he going to pull to that inside line? He is. Looking up the inside into turn 4. David Verthrich gets the job done. Keeps it there. Jamie's coming back at him through 5. And has Jamie got the momentum through 5 that he needs? Down towards the hairpin they go now. Guzman Miglas in the slipstream. Can he follow that of Jamie through? Or will David hold it strong around the outside line, giving him the inside for the corner after? He does indeed, and Verthrich now doing exactly what he needs to do and manages to stay just in front for the time being. Jamie goes deep. This could invite Guzman Miglas to have a look now. Oh, contact Miglas on Jamie, and Miglas comes off worse. Just going for a gap that wasn't there. And Guzman Miglas, again, just putting his nose in the wrong position at the wrong time. But for David Verthrich, hung it around the outside. Great move, job done. He moves up into P9 ahead of Jamie in P10 now. This is looking at Jamie in the Zurich City Lounge. And what racing here at Vallelunga. So Jamie's got to try and get on the back of David Verthrich, but you just feel David's got a bit more pace. This is back to Christoffel here. As Christoffel at the moment chasing down Norik, has been for majority of this race. Norik a little squirrely on the curb on the outside a moment ago. Lap 19 of 22, coming to the closing stages of this race. And contact from Christoffel on the side of Norik. He's surely got to yield that place back. This has brought David Verthrich into play. And race control will be taking a look at that one, I assume. But Christoffel has hit into the side of Norik Leocki there. This has brought Verthrich and Ego and Migles all into play as Migles looking up the inside of Jamie in contact once more. Guzman Migles today putting the nose and just getting it wrong on several occasions. Portsmatter out front has pulled away once again. There he is, fully focused on what he's got to do. Your race leader in this race at the moment. What a race this has been. Tim Portsmatter has led from the start, and Jamie and Guzman come together. We only saw the ending of that, so didn't see how Guzman had got ahead. Now Norik fending off that of David Verthrich. Verthrich round the outside of the tighter hairpin. Has he got the momentum coming into the left hand and the right hand kink? Yes, he has. He's got in front, a little bit of a rub and a push there, and he gets in front once again. So David Verthrich climbing up the order here. Now up into P8. Goes deep though, goes deep. Norik's coming back at him. Can't get the momentum and the traction out the corner into the S's. David Verthrich here, excuse me, moves up into 8th place. Jamie somehow hangs on into 10th. We'll try and get a replay of what happened between Jamie and Guzman in this one, because we caught it late. And my days, what drama here at Vallelunga. 2 to go. Gomez not really in contention for a podium. He's dropped off the back of Migles. Here's what happened then. A late lunge from Migles. Just got tapped as he come across the nose. This is on board, look. So just got tapped there as Jamie's got to turn into the corner at some point. And now a battle for second place coming to the end of the penultimate lap. Roberto Miguez having a look on the back of Morotto. Runs a little deep. Adrian Gomez is right behind him as well. Guzman Miguez here. Been in the wars today. This is a battle for the podium. Portsmatter has been in control since the start. The top 3 have not changed positions since the start. So what will happen as we come on to the final lap of the race between Morotto and Miguez? Gap's just opened up slightly. Gomez not really in this. Marino's looks like he's brought the gap down a little bit, so he's been coming at them but slowly. Here, not been able to gain as quick as he'd have liked. Gomez looks like he's going to be off the podium, barring a moment or a drama for the drivers ahead. Portsmatter looks like he's going to win this. He's got it in his own destiny now. And he looks like he's going to take a first and a third. What a day that'd be for Tim Portsmatter. Morotto's done a good job to keep second place, so is Miguez in third. Top 3 are where they started. They've been there or thereabouts, but without really putting each other under massive amounts of pressure in this one, as Portsmouth has just one corner to go. And the Australian, Tim Portsmouth, is going to win here at Vallelunga. And look at what it means to him to win at Vallelunga. Unai Morotto, second place. Roberto Miguez, P3. Adrian Gomez, P4. And look at what it meant to that young man. Ivan Marino, fifth. Your Heat 1 winner, Timothy Spearson, sixth place. A third and a first for that man, Tim Portsmouth. What a drive, what a rin. Already looking forward to seeing what this young man can do in November for here at RU3. Unai Morotto on the podium as well. A great drive from that young man. Kept Tim Portsmouth honest all race, but just didn't have enough to get past him in the end. And Roberto Miguez, P3, a double Spanish podium in this one. A position higher up from the first heat at the Red Bull Ring. Unai Morotto took the fastest lap of a 22.4 at the end. But that man, Tim Portsmouth, P1, at heat number 2 at Vallelunga. The drivers get the cars back round to the pit lane to park them up. We'll get to speak to the top 3 in a few moments' time. And you could just see the raw emotion of what it meant to this young man. Morotto looks happy, as does Miguez there, with a podium to end their day as well. So a double Madrid podium in the second heat with a Zurich win, and it was a double Zurich podium with the win in race 1 with the podium in Madrid. A great day all round as they climb out the cockpits there. And Tim Portsmouth goes over to celebrate in what has been a fantastic day for him and for the new Zurich City Lounge. It's been absolutely fantastic to see them. There's Timothy Spearson, Harry Skenderi as well. All congratulating the young man on a race win. And for Tim Portsmouth, he'll be very, very happy with that performance indeed. Look at how stunning that new City Lounge is, the flagship lounge in Zurich. But it was Portsmouth from Morotto from Miguez on the podium. We'll get to speak to the top 3 very shortly in this one. We can now go and speak with Guzman on the podium. I believe we can. Yeah, there he is. Guzman, P3, congratulations in that one. It was a tough race because you was not only attacking Unai, but also defending from Adrian at times.
Yeah, it was quite a difficult race because around here it's very difficult to overtake, and yeah, I had to keep an eye behind on Adrian and also in front with Unai, so yeah, difficult race.
It looked like at one stage anything could happen in this race, where if a moment for Timothy or for Tim or Unai, you'd have been right through there. It was very close and it stayed that way for the whole thing.
Yeah, it was super close because in this track it's very difficult to overtake. So yeah, without any mistakes from the guys in front, it was quite difficult to improve our position. So yeah.
And the first 2 heats of RU3 done. We obviously come back now in November for the next 2. Been a pretty successful day for yourself for 3rd and 4th place.
Yeah, it was good results on the both qualifying, which ended up in these great results in both races. So yeah, happy with the results.
Well, Guzman, congratulations on the podium in this second heat. We'll let you go. Congratulations.
Thank you, Matthew.
And we'll get Unai Morotto over in a few seconds' time as Guzman steps away from the interview board. But a good day for him, third and fourth back at the Red Bull Ring earlier on in the programme. What a day for all the drivers it has been. It looks like we're going to be in for a heck of an RU3 championship coming into November and December. And we can speak to Unai Morotto now. Unai, that was a good qualifying lap to put you on the front row of the grid, and you just managed to hold on to P2 there.
Yeah, I don't even know how I did that lap because I didn't really practice Vallelunga until Saturday and late Friday.
How was the feeling around Vallelunga then with such late practice? Did you feel okay around there today?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know where I got the pace from, but I felt really good with my pace.
P2 in that race, you was close to Portsmouth all race long, but you also had to be careful of Guzman and Adrian behind you. It was a very close battle at the front.
Yeah, I couldn't get closer to Tim because it's really hard to overtake with this car, and I think I did really well maintaining my distance with Roberto and Adrian.
Indeed you did. Now, what I want to know is, was you under pressure at all from Guzman in that race? Because it didn't look like you was defending too much.
What, can you repeat, please?
It didn't look like you was defending a lot from Guzman in that race. So did you feel like you was under pressure?
No, I don't think so. Because if Adrian tried to overtake him, he would still have a big margin from behind, and I think it was a chill race for Adrian, Roberto, Tim and me.
Well, Unai, congratulations on the P2. Enjoy that one. We'll see you next time.
Thank you. Thank you.
We can now speak with the race winner, and a very happy race winner. We saw the emotion from Tim Portsmouth. Tim, that one means a lot.
Yeah, sure. That one means a lot. I did so much for this race win. Every race last season, I hoped to get a race win, and sometimes it went wrong from my side, sometimes it went wrong from the others. But finally I could do that, what I always wanted to, and to stand at the top is amazing. It just feels amazing, and I have no words to describe that feeling. Crossing the finish line first was really what I hoped from the start on when I started my journey here at Racing Unleashed. It was just always this win I was searching for, and finally found it, so I'm really happy, and this is just the beginning, so I'm just getting started. You're probably gonna see more wins from my side, and yeah.
Yeah, I hope so, because it was a lap in qualifying that put you on the front row of the grid, and it was the start that managed to make you stay in front, wasn't it, really? Apart from that, it was just about keeping it consistent.
Yeah, the lap was amazing. It was my personal best. I just like Vallelunga, but even though I've never driven it before, I really liked the track from the beginning on, so I could manage to get the pole, and after that I just needed to defend in the first lap, and after that Unai was always 1 second behind me, and I knew I couldn't make any mistakes, and I didn't do mistakes, so yeah, that's what I did.
Well, Tim, enjoy that race win. Enjoy the day. We'll hopefully see you back for RU3 in a month's time. 2 wins at the Zurich Airport, the Zurich City Lounge.
Thank you, Matthew. See you next month.
See you next month there then. The final race results then we have for you from the second race at Vallelunga, the Heat 2, as we get ready to go into the 23rd of November and the 14th of December for the next set of RU3 races. It's Tim Portsmouth from Unai Morotto, Roberto Miguez from Adrian Gomez, Ivan Marino from Timothy Spearson, Adrian Christoffel, David Verthwich, Norik Lockie from Jamie Ego, Guzman Miguez was P11, Walter Troninger P3, No, sorry, Waltronic P12, sorry, reading that wrong. Melvin Lupi P13, Harry Scanderi 14th, Patrick Dubash in 15th place. Nico was 16th, Lorenz Stump in 17th place, Xavier Schmidt P18, Tyler Saber in P19, and Samuel Bartle in P number 20. And apologies, I kept saying Guzman was P3. It was Roberto who was P3. Yes, I do believe. So there's according to graphics there. So apologies there. We will be back though on the 23rd of November for the second two heats of the RU3 Championship, and once again back on the 14th of December. But from everybody here at Racing Unleashed, what a day it has been on this new day in our Racing Unleashed Esports Series history. The RU3 season well underway, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.